podcast.
There we go. Now we can hear ourselves.
See, boom, that worked out. Smart that I started early. I started early, nothing recorded. Welcome back to a 5-week drop off of Higu.
Yeah, 5 weeks since we last recorded.
Yeah,
I've uploaded the last episode of the question arcs.
Himatsubushi, which is a banger fucking chapter.
So once you finish watching all of that, we can do a question arc review recording.
But with
Tatari-Goroshi.
Holy shit. Tatari-Goroshi. I had to quit watching it because I was like, fuck, I want to play Higurashi. And it just it wasn't happening. So I was like, I can't watch.
What do you mean? How does that
because
work?
I was watching it and I was like, damn, I really want to read more of Minagoroshi. Or
Minagoroshi.
Is it Minagoroshi?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I was like, yeah, I want to read fucking more of Minagoroshi. And I was tired of wanting to read more Minagoroshi and then not being able to. So I just stopped watching Tatari-Goroshi for a little bit until we were able to read, and I'm going back to it.
Anyway.
But yeah, I was like, damn, I want to play Higurashi, and that's why I realized that it'd been a fucking minute. In other news, Payday Gaming.
Payday Gaming. We tried to marathon Payday 2 in a weekend.
Holy shit,
well,
that game's long.
Listen, we only failed because you had to work on Sunday,
I don't think we would have finished on Sunday.
I think we could have.
I was talking to Ben, we still have like...
Listen, if we had ended on... Frankly, we should have been doing mornings every day instead of going up until 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We could have been 8 a.m. gaming 3 days in a row, go to bed at like 10.
We could have min-maxed harder.
We could have min-maxed harder, and I wouldn't have felt like shit all weekend after the first day.
Dude, I was so tired on day one. We got a lot done. Shadow Raid.
I think Alesso took on longer.
That's because Alesso was like undead gaming. That shit was rough. I think we should. I think we should be able to finish it this week. Between Monday and everything else. All right, but yeah. Oh yeah, and then I saved this as well to talk about specifically on Minagoroshi. I am really thinking about, because I was thinking about really hard last week. Why are Takano and Tomatake getting killed?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, one's like a government official, right? So,
right.
You know. And then the other is basically a PMC. I'm just gonna keep calling her a PMC.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, she has a fucking, like, assassination group or whatever, the Mountain Dogs. She's just a PMC. She's Big Boss. You know? She's just Big Boss.
She's not as cool as Big Boss.
No, but you know. So I was thinking about it, and it raised the question of, like, you know, why not kill Irie? Because he only ODs on sleeping pills, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't get, like, directly killed in any of the games. So if you're gonna kill a government official working on this cure, and you're gonna kill the girl that basically can protect Rika, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the goal you're axing people that are close enough to Rika to be able to stop you from killing Rika? Or is the goal you want to disrupt the research on the cure? And as I said, I thought about the Irie thing, and I'm like, well, Irie just kills himself, so no one kills him. So obviously they're axing Tomatake and Takano for the sake of being able to get to Rika faster and easier. But I thought about that too, and I was like, well, that's weird, because Rika never really asks Takano or Tomatake for help. And this is the first chapter she's ever done that.
Right.
So then, how would they know that the two of them are protecting Rika? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. How would they know? How would they... What... That... Yeah, so who is in a position to... Who is in a position to know that?
Yeah. Well, and that's where I griefed myself, because I was like... oh, it's one of these things. They're either killing them to like disrupt the research on the Hinamizawa syndrome and like do all that shit, or they're killing them so that they don't protect Rika. And I was like, well, then they don't kill Irie, so that's kind of out the window. And then how would they know that they're supposed to protect Rika when this is the first chapter that Rika has actually requested them to protect Rika?
Mm-hmm.
So then now I'm like, oh, it's a secret third option that I haven't even come up with what it could be. But it's not, or it's less likely to be one of the two things that like I've already kind of worked through. And then I came back to something I said a while ago and I got really angry. And I was like, if Oishi is supposed to be the killer in this game, and they're gonna pull spoilers for a game from like 2010, A Heavy Rain, I'm gonna be fucking mad. I am unironically going to be angry.
Yup.
Like, I don't think it's Oishi because of the ending to Himatsubushi.
Right. It would be very strange for him to be.
Yeah.
As we discussed in episode 10 of Himatsubushi, it'd be very strange for him to like start writing the book of the
murders he's
to write
been
the When They Cry book.
Yeah. And be responsible for like the death of Rika and the death of all these other people and all that. Yeah. That was like, maybe it's Akasaka, but it was like he never shows back up in fucking Hinamizawa. I still genuinely do not know who is supposed to be responsible here. I mean,
here's a question.
The only feasible answer I have is Takano fakes her death and kills Rika. But you know, I was talking about that in like Watanagashi.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, why save Rika in this timeline to then kill her a handful of months later? Sure, it's like, you know, a secret Hitler, right? You're a fascist, you play liberal policies so that people don't suspect you. But I'm not sure if I'm sold on that yet.
Right.
You know? Like, I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to be like, yeah, that's what I believe. Because do I want Takano to be the killer of this game? It'd be really fucking funny. It would be really fucking funny. Maybe she kills Irie, because they didn't find a note, right?
Nope, no note.
Maybe she kills Irie. Maybe she switches his fucking drugs out and has him OD on sleeping pills.
Right.
I mean, she kills Toмотake and
But you still have her dead in the barrel, right?
Minagoroshi. No, because we went through this.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fucking timing of the death and the dental records is wrong.
Right.
So, you know what? Just because I've gaslit myself into it, stake in the ground. Takano Best Girl is the killer of the game. Full stop.
Okay.
I'm stake in the ground. I'm not moving.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah, gaming.
All right. Which one of them are talking? It's Toмотake.
Yeah, the Toмотake voice makes a grand return as a voice I don't think I've ever started a chapter with before.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I remember you telling us about that. But why? Why do you think Takano-san and I will be murdered?
My. Frankly, it would be an honor for us to be victims of the fifth. For us to be the victims of the fifth curse of Oyashiro-sama.
Weird, man. This is...
As I'd expected. Oh my gosh, Rika voice. How do I do Rika voice again?
Rika voice.
This is Rika narration.
Rika voice, just 5 weeks away.
Oh,
Can you believe it?
As I'd expected, they didn't really take me telling them that they'd be killing the night of the festival seriously. They did keep their promise to tighten up my security after I showed them the ritual storehouse. However, they hadn't given one thought to their own safety. Oh well, like I said, I didn't expect them to believe me. If they were willing to take me seriously, I could have easily changed their fate a long time ago. I'm only going to tell you this one more time. Tomatake,
Flash.
you're going to claw out your throat and die. Takano, you're going to burn to death on top of some mountain.
I'm gonna claw out my throat like the terminal symptoms of L5. Very casual Minagoroshi confirmation drop.
Yeah?
I'm like very casual, just. Yeah, it's the Hinamizawa syndrome. No fanfare, no big build up, just casual conversation dropping
Yeah.
like a flashback.
What do you think that means? It's not even a flashback.
Oh, is it not a flashback? Are we
No.
current? Okay.
We are current.
Yeah, L5, level 5 of the Hinamizawa syndrome. Because, you know, it escalates. Because, like, as we saw with Sadako, the reason things go bad in Minagoroshi and start to go bad is because she wasn't taking her medicine because of the stress of Tepe.
What was that face?
Don't worry, I took the shots. I don't have the disease.
What happens to me is horrible. Fuck me. What happens to me is horrible too. I'm going to burn to death on some mountain. Did you have a dream about that? I just want both of you to be careful, at least for tonight. Please listen to me, even if you don't really believe it. Did you have an ominous vision about some danger befalling us, perhaps? Don't worry. You're under the protection of the mountain dogs. You've had 8 security guards watching you today. Thank you very much. I know I'm being protected, but I want you guys to be careful too.
So if Takano dies, the mountain guard, the mountain guard,
dogs.
the mountain dogs obviously like don't give a shit anymore, right? Because they're not getting paid.
Think if a military unit's commander gets captured and burned in an oil drum, the unit's just not gonna care?
About who they're protecting?
Oh, you mean Rika? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they're not gonna give a fuck about protecting Rika anymore. They're gonna turn on and try and figure out whoever killed Takano. Their goals are going to shift from stand AFK and do the most boring job I've ever done of watching this kid, which nothing happens to horribly instantly mutilate the person that killed the commander.
Okay.
Like, I don't... You know, you kill Takano, you basically remove protection on Rika, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you for your concern. I will be fine. I've even been working out. I think I can protect myself.
Tomitake
Flash.
Tomitake flexed his biceps and smiled. He was probably trying to make me feel better, but all he really did was make me feel sadder.
I love Tomitake.
This is the sad part about being me. I know the future, but I can't tell them. It's as if that was a rule of this world. People tend not to believe what I tell them. But you are going to die. If Tomitake and Takano die, I'll be killed next. If the two of you are dead, who will protect me? It sounds like you had a horrible dream. Don't worry. Even if we die, the mountain dogs will still protect you.
Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Are you really sure they would? They've never protected me before. That's not true. They've saved you when you got in a fight, remember? They're watching you at all times. Of course, they aren't on alert at all times, but just as you requested the other day, the security around you is still extremely strong. You even have a better security team than Dr. Rie. They'll keep on protecting me even after you die? Of course. You're the most important person to us.
So you're sure that we're getting killed tonight? That's too bad.
If you have no intention to survive, then I only have to worry about myself.
Based.
My words must have left a mark on his heart. He looked much more serious after I said that to him.
It's just... This shit still makes me laugh, because Rika is like 4'1".
Yeah.
And like 12.
Yeah.
me getting told by the 12-year-old, if you have no intention to survive, then I have to worry about myself.
Yep. Yup.
Hey, good grief. Okay then, I'll be extra careful tonight. I'll take a security guard with me when I'm going back to Okinomiya.
I think someone might attack the two of you if you're alone together. Make sure not to be alone with each other tonight. My, are you jealous? You're such a precocious girl. Like I thought, I can't change their fate. When we saved Sadako, everyone shared the same sense of urgency. That's why we all got together and saved her before it was too late. However, these two have no sense of urgency at all. How can I make them understand? I sighed and gave up. Tomatake,
Flash.
Takano, goodbye. Thank you for everything.
So, what
Mm-hmm.
was I gonna fucking comment on? Where is it?
Urgency?
Either urgency or, fuck. I completely fucking forgot what I was gonna comment on. I do see what he's talking about. As in, he is in Ryukishi, with the urgency comment.
Yeah?
Because, you know, everyone got together really, really quickly to speedrun save Sadako, and that caused the miracle to save Sadako.
Mm-hmm.
And these two just don't, like, give a shit.
Right.
Hey, wait, Rika-chan!
I had nothing else to say to them now. Instead, it might be worth talking to someone else. If I could get someone else to protect them, I might be able to change something.
Akasaka!
I can't give up just yet. Fate is as thin as a piece of paper. It's just like the lid of a jar of jam. It's not going to open unless you believe it will. I have to believe that I can change my fate. If I don't, it's not going to change.
What did she mean by that? It's like the lid on a jar of jam. It's not going to open unless you believe it will. Me willing my fucking jars open. And just look at it really, really hard.
Yeah,
and
I
it
thought she
opens.
was gonna go in the direction you have to. If you can't open it, you have to ask somebody else for help. Like, wait, I mean, oh, she went in a different direction with that. I don't know what she.
It's just me. Just hands off. Oh, fuck.
If you believe a jug of milk is full but it's empty, and you pick it up. Is that a similar analogy?
Shut up, man.
You have to believe the jug is full in order to be able to put the strength into lifting it. I think that's what she means. I think that analogy works.
You think it's a translation error?
No.
Okay. We should kill Ryukishi.
No. Manga gamer.
We should kill Manga Gamer.
The manga gamer. Who is
John Manga Gamer.
manga gamer. Tomatake-san and Takano-san. Are you sure about this? I've told Irie about this so many times in the past. Irie tends to listen to me more seriously than Tomatake and Takano
Flash.
do. However, that doesn't mean that he can actually do something about it. I'm the Shrine Maiden of Oyashiro-sama, and I have a bad feeling about this. Is that not a good enough reason? Ho 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 ho! I understand. This might be a message from Oyashiro-sama. If that really happens tonight, it would be the 5th time in a row. I'll tell the two of them to be cautious too. All Irie would end up doing would be warning the two of them, which was exactly the same thing as I did. In other words, it wouldn't matter in the least. Irie is just a researcher, and he has no ability to deal with unexpected trouble. That's why Takano works for him after all.
She is just a PMC.
Please talk to them, please. Who else would treat me seriously? Who would be able to prevent Tomatake and Takano's death? That's right. There's one man who's been fighting the curse of Oyashiro-sama with all of his might.
Oishi.
Oh, it's a full day, son. I've been looking for you. Uncle Saka-san wants to say goodbye. I guess he and I are not meant to be. No, you're still upset about last week. Akasaka-san really regrets that he wasn't able to help you. He said he loved to come back to Hinamizawa again when he next has vacation. No, but his wife took it personally. She's pretty, his wife, but she can be scary too. No fool. Oishi, I have something important to tell you, but no one else believes me. What's the matter?
You know, Oishi is prone to believing bullshit. Rina Gaming.
Rina Gaming. I've spoken to him several times in the past, too.
Aliens are real.
Aliens real. He usually takes me pretty seriously. However, after they die, he starts suspecting me. That's why I stopped talking to him. Where did you hear that? Where at the festival? Fuck. I told him that I heard someone talking about murdering them in the crowd. That way he might not be suspicious of me if after the murder really happens. Tomotaki-san is not from around here, and was talking those songs out would make two people. One is going to die, one is going to disappear. This could be the 5th year's curse of Oyashiro-sama. I can't take this as anything more than a rumor, you understand, but just in case, we'll get the eye on the tourism tonight. I think they were saying they were going to attack them somewhere between Hinamizawa and Okinomiya. Tomitake's body would be found on the road leading out of the village. From what I remember, he's discovered where the concrete road turns to gravel. I see. I'll have a cruiser patrol around there. We can spell that at least. He agreed to get involved, and he wasn't suspicious of me either. I'm sure it seems odd to people that Oishi actually believed this phony-sounding story of mine. The thing about Oishi is that he strongly believes that there's no smoke when there's no fire. I've learned from experience that he tends to believe my information. However, that personality of his has caused me so much trouble in previous worlds. Of course, there's no question why he's so eager to believe me either. This is his last chance to expose the curse of Oyashiro-sama before his retirement. Even if it might be fake, he still wanted to believe it. That was convenient for me since I couldn't show proof. Gomo-chan, can you read? Hey, Gomo-chan, you read. Can you hear me? Have a cruiser patrol the world back to Okinomiya. No, it's just a precaution. I rumor that something bad might happen around there tonight. Yeah, 2 officers should be fine. Thank you. Thank you. No one else believed me, and I didn't know what to do. It's my job to believe these things. I'll just be glad if nothing happens. Way happy to swing and miss. Well, that's what my late colleague used to say. Besides, if it's even worse if you ignore what you're told and don't take precautions, you know. I see. That's his way of thinking about things. That's why he believed me without question. I hope he won't consider me a suspect after they find their bodies tomorrow. I shouldn't worry about that now.
Makes a lot more sense why he just believes Rena then.
Yeah. But to swing and miss.
He's like, I rather do a bunch of crazy shit and then none of it matters than not do anything and then something happens. Kind of based. Literally Shelby from Heavy Rain.
I can still... Excuse me, Oishi.
Oishi.
I can still do more. Who else should I talk to?
Keiji.
Should I talk to my friends? I can't give up. I should at least try.
No way! You heard someone talking about that? On the day of the festival? That's so wrong.
Keiji face.
He makes me laugh at every game. I hate his outfit. I hate his face. I hate his sprites. I hate Keiji. I hate his visuals so much. You mean the curse, right? You're talking about the curse of Oyashiro-sama that might happen tonight.
Yes. It happened 4 years in a row. Lots of people think that it's gonna happen again tonight, too.
Oh my god, she's here. Sadako's real. Yeah, what they believe is their business, but it's not nice for them to talk about Tomatake Flash and Takano-san like that.
I think you should talk to him about it, just in case. I think. I already did, but they didn't believe me.
I bet they didn't. But it's too late if something does really happen. I think you should talk to Oishi-san.
I already did.
God. I know I've done it the whole game, and I feel bad I've done it the whole game, but holy fuck do I forget that Shion is like an involved character in this game.
Yeah, she's real now.
I'm impressed you've done all that, Rika-chama. I agree that they should take every precaution, especially tonight. The series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, commonly known as the Curse of Oyashiro-sama.
Thank you, Shion. Mion. Oh, shit. Thank you, Mion.
I'm sorry, we're in what, game 7? Like, come on, Ryukishi.
I really don't want them to keep happening every year. Somebody might end up imitating it, and it's bad publicity for the village, too.
So if nothing happens tonight, it means the curse is over, right? And we should definitely make sure that nothing happens then. Yeah, what can we do? Are you suggesting that we should patrol around the village or something?
I think patrolling might be even more careless. Do you really think we can do something about this?
Well, Shion, Mion, and Keiichi or no, Shion, Rena, and Keiichi are straight killers. You guys will be fine.
For starters, there's a chance some deviant trying to imitate the serial murders might be within the Watanagashi Preparation Committee, so let's be wary of any unfamiliar faces.
It's easy for us to tell strangers apart from locals. We can spot them right away. I think we'll be fine. But Tomatake
Flash.
and Takano will still be killed. Rika-chan. Alright, let's try to do what we can.
I agree. We can't protect them all night, but let's stay with them at least until the festival's over. As long as we're there, the bad guys won't be able to do anything to them.
I couldn't tell if they really believed me or not, but
Oh, sorry.
they listened to me, at least. We decided to keep our eyes on Tomatake
Flash.
and Takano to protect them for the rest of the night. I guess I've done everything I can now. Though it's hard for me to believe that this is enough to prevent their deaths. I just have to hope nothing happens I just have to hope nothing's happened when I wake up tomorrow morning.
Here she is. I fucking this character. Do you think you can prevent Tomatake Flash and Takano's deaths, Rika?
It might be impossible. Their deaths might be the bell that pretends my doom.
Doom!
Ow, ow!
But Takano told me earlier that even if they die, the mountain dogs are supposed to keep protecting me. They might bring in more squads from Tokyo too. Even if they die, the situation will be different this time.
That's a bummer if Takano and Tomatake don't get to live even in like the canon timeline. What if it still doesn't work out?
Then I'll just have to die. Anyway, I'm not going to give up until the very end. I'll struggle to my very limits. I won't give up and spend the rest of my life drinking wine.
Do whatever you want to do, Rika.
You still believe that nothing is going to change, Hanyu?
Of course she does, because she's a fucking doomer, man. I don't believe anything. It's only fate.
The Fate version versus the Chad miracles. the Fate. The virgins surrender the fate to the Chad believe in miracles.
Believe in miracle. That's the thumbnail for the episode.
Okay.
Nice.
I need a buff Rika.
Yeah, you need to get buff Riku.
That's the only thing that can
Hanyu.
replace buff Riku. Is buff Riku. If I make that image, will you do it?
Yeah. We have to get James through Minagoroshi first, though.
True. I keep getting hurt because I have hope, huh? If I'm an actress trying to get up on the stage, Hanyu is a real bias. I thought it said babysitter. Hanyu is a real baby. God damn it.
Hanyu's a real baby, dude.
Hanyu is a real bystander. Well, we have very different opinions when it comes to this.
Hanyu's such a bitch. I hate her. Rika, no matter what happens, don't give up.
That sounds like you're convinced that nothing is going to change. Lately, the things you say have been pissing me off.
Thank you, Rika. Ow, ow, ow. She's a bitch.
I understand. Hanyu keeps telling me not to get my hopes up because she cares about me. Because I hope to defeat fate. I get hurt when that hope is betrayed. And the more I get hurt, the closer I get to losing my mind and disappearing. For Hanyu, that means losing her only friend. Losing me is probably the most unbearable thought for Hanyu, since she has to live alone, unable to communicate with anyone else. Now I believe that fate can be changed. Even when I didn't believe that faith, even when I didn't have that faith, I still believe that eventually I'd find a way to get out of this maze. Perhaps Hanyu knows something I don't. I might just be a goldfish inside of a fishbowl. There might be no way for me to escape my fate. We're stuck alone inside of a fishbowl. Yet every day I knock on the glass, believing that I can break it someday. Hanyu keeps telling me that I'm wasting my time. If I get hurt and die, she would have to survive all by herself inside the fishbowl. With that, I think I finally understand our difference of opinions. Hanyu has lived for a much longer time than I have. Because of that, she understands the laws of this infinitely spanning world better than I do. No matter how much I refute Hanyu, I can never refute the truth. Even so, I still have to believe in my own faith. I believe a spear will pierce that wall of fate. My faith will make that spear sharper than ever. We found Tomotage in the crowd. And struck up a long conversation with him to keep him around as long as we could. However, as soon as the festival ended, they tried to leave. If they left now, I'd never see them again. Mion tried insisting that they stay at her house for the night, but Tomotage refused. Everyone tried various ways Is that a manga gamer moment?
Everyone tried various ways.
Yeah,
Stop
it's
them.
Yeah.
Everyone
tried various ways to stop them from being alone because the murderer might be around. However, we eventually started to believe that they wanted to be alone for adult reasons. And I wound up suggesting that we shouldn't interrupt the two lovebirds. Yeah, got it. You alright there, buddy?
It took them that long to figure it out.
Yeah. They're just a bunch of kids, what do you expect?
You know, as iFunny would say, till it stinks.
Don't worry, Rika-chan. Connor didn't say that, I cut it out. Tomotage-san is a man, after all. I'm sure he'll do anything to protect Takano-san. Is that so? If something happens, you'll rescue me, right?
That's the plan. He's not gonna rescue me.
Well, we really should go now. It's getting pretty late. Thank you for your concern.
Don't make any assumptions. I'm headed to the clinic because I left something there. Takano-san has the key, so we have to go together. This is why I like Shion. This is why Shion is good. Oh, I didn't know you were into playing doctor.
Oh god damn.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Oh.
Nah, I think he's more into playing gynecologist.
Crash, bang, wham.
Deserved.
How? I wonder how they play doctor. I wonder.
Don't hit them just because you feel embarrassed. And for you two, stop only getting along when you're making dirty jokes. That's rough to be Tomatake in this situation. that is rough. Goodbye, everyone. I really am just going back there to get what I forgot. Don't follow us, okay?
Oh. Tomatake,
Flash.
please be careful.
Yeah, I do think you're overreacting, Rika. Oh. just cut the last take, alright? Just cut the last take. I do think you're overreacting, Rika.
Everyone laughed and Sadako yawned. It seemed like a good time to call it a day.
Oh yes, Sadako and yawning like Wah!
It doesn't feel like I was able to change their fate. I just hope that they pay attention and that they're prepared for what faces them. I still might have a chance. All I can do now is pray.
You know how much funnier it would be if the reason that Tomatake dies is because they're getting it on at the clinic and he like accidentally hits a needle, and then that's what kills him. Be pretty funny. He's giving me the look again.
Goodbye, Tomatake Flash. Please show us the pictures you took next time.
Make sure you wear your punishment shirt.
Oh man, I hate this chapter. Man, I'm so jealous you get to spend the night with a pretty lady. Woo. Hey, see you guys again. I guess it'll be in fall.
That's if we don't get killed tonight. Good night, everyone.
She's gonna kill him. Good night. Oh, that was fucking Rika. Whoops.
Good night. Maybe not, I don't know. That was the best I could do on the night of Tanagashi. Please tell me what happened this night. This is like a box with a cat inside. Please tell me what happened this night. I don't even know if the cat is alive or dead inside of the box. Please tell me what happened this night. The cat in the box is dead. Frederica Berncastel.
Thank you, Frederica.
Tomatake gathered up his paperwork and
Flash.
slipped it inside of his bag.
Oh wow, okay, we actually get to see what's going on. This is weird. They sure were persistent. I wonder if they really want us dead.
How rude of them, huh? It was only a dream.
Please make sure that Dr. Irie examines Rika-chan. Her nightmares might be a symptom of something. If anything happens to her, it would be a disaster.
Takano touched Tomatake's
Flash.
hand gently.
Hey, yo.
As he turned bright red, Takano moved in closer and spoke. The way she acts is just too sexy, Tomatake thought.
I love Tomatake. He's such a good character. The bell.
Hey, Jiro-san. I have something very important to tell you. Will you listen to me?
She is gonna kill him. Holy shit, I was right. What is it? You have something to tell me too? I hope you didn't see me claw out my throat in a dream.
What would you say if I did? Takano stared at him with a mischievous look, as if seducing him, and started whispering into his ear. I'm really surprised. That girl might have a godlike power after all.
What? Oh no.
Are you gonna take a break every time?
Oh my, no, I'm
Line
just, I'm
passes?
trying to stall the fact that they're gonna kill my boy. I'm sorry, I really like Tomatake. I don't want her to kill him. I don't want to be right that she's evil and that Tomatake dies in this chapter. What does that mean?
Takano smiled gently and pulled back her hair. Even seeing her do that made Tomatake's
Flash.
heart race. I really like you.
That's good to know.
Takano's fingers curled around Tomatake's
Flash.
chin, stroking, tickling, and caressing it. Her movements were very captivating and seductive. I've dated a lot of guys, but none of them interested me as much as you do. I've learned that someone with a personality like yours makes the ideal partner for me. You're willing to accept everything I stand for. I believe that you understand me completely. That's why I can give you everything I have. I want you to accept everything about me. Do you understand?
Takano-san, what's the matter?
Her voice didn't really sound that affectionate. Tomatake knew from experience that he couldn't grasp what was on her mind when she wore a cold smile like that. Finally, it's almost here. It seemed as though she couldn't wait for something to happen. There was a chilling allure to her strange smile that made one question if something exciting was really about to happen.
What's almost here?
Tomatake asked, trying hard to resist the temptation. The day my dream comes true.
Your dream?
Yes, my dream. Didn't I tell you before? Or do you forget about everything we talk about in bed?
No, I remember.
You really are weak to this type of woman, huh?
Dude, Takano's funny. I get the LARPest Tomatake chapter. There's a beautiful thin line between am I going to die or am I going to get laid? Mm-hmm. And Takano walks the line Ryukishi came into this game and he said in 2019, this man will start reading and give up and then come back in 2020 and actually read through the book. And he put Takano in the game for me. It wasn't for anyone else. He put Takano in the game for me.
Uh-huh.
He knew. Ryukishi's my biggest fan. It's the reason why I talk about him so lovingly and why I talk about killing him all the time, because he's a friend. He's a very dear, a very near and dear friend of mine. He's my pen pal.
Yeah? What's your pen name?
Bugly. They wouldn't let me put big in there, so it's Bugly. This is gonna be one where I flame myself in the car when I listen through this episode.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
Now.
I'll just put text over. I'll just put a wall of text scrolling up slowly, just describing every negative emotion I'm feeling right now.
I love Higurashi. I remembered your dream.
Tomatake's response was vague.
Naturally.
Either he didn't remember, or he didn't understand it very well.
I remember her dream, because I'm the perfect
What's
man.
her dream?
Her dream is to get killed on the night of the Watanagashi as Oyashiro-sama's curse.
Finally, the curse of Oyashiro-sama is going to come true. That's what I've been dreaming about ever since I was a child.
See? I'm the perfect man.
Jiro-san, listen. I can't be with you anymore.
What? What do you mean?
You see, I belong in a different world. Hinamizawa is where humans and demons once coexisted. That's why we met each other here. But all that is going to come to an end soon. The eclipse of the sun brought humans and demons together. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Takano-san, did you drink a bit too much at the festival? You're drunk, right?
Tonight is the night of farewells. Thank you for teaching me about the sunlit realm. Your warmth was like a glow of the midday sun. We really did have a wonderful relationship. I'm so sad that we have to say goodbye.
She's such a LARPer, dude.
She pulled herself away from
Flash.
Tomatake and slowly stepped back, as if signaling the time had come for them to part. I don't know what you're trying...
No, that's Tomatake. I don't know what you're trying to say. What's this all about, Takano-san?
I want you to make a decision. I want you to decide to stay with me, and abandon the sunlit realm. If what you told me was all true, then I know you have no doubts. By that time, Tomatake
Flash.
understood that Takano was asking him to make an important decision.
Could it be you're...
That's right, Jiro-san. Tomatake got up
Flash.
from his seat and looked Takano straight in the eyes. There was a faint glimmer of hostility within those eyes. Is your work more important than me? I thought so.
I can't believe this. I trusted you.
Those words were ones of rejection. Takano's lips twisted into a cruel smile. Oyashiro-sama united the humans and demons, but I guess he can't unite you and me. Takano slowly opened the door. 6 men in overalls just standing there at the ready. Tomatake was frozen in
Flash.
shock. The 6 men walked up to Tomatake with no
Flash.
expression on their faces. It was immediately obvious that they were going to do something to harm him.
I can't believe we started this chapter and I was like, hey, here's what's gonna happen. What is this all about?
Hinamizawa syndrome is like a bomb with a lit fuse. Your plan is to dismantle that bomb before it explodes. However, there are some people in Tokyo who want to see it go off. Yeah? What you laughing about, buddy?
I'm fucking cracked!
Uh-huh.
I'm insane! I'm ready for Umineko.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna buy a notebook
Okay.
and have a pen and I'm gonna take notes during the game. I'm ready for Umineko. This track!
This is like a taste of Umineko. A
Oh,
little bit.
I'm-
This is a, I think this is, I don't actually know if this is a die track or not.
So fucking ready for Umineko.
No, it's probably a die track or ZTS. I think ZTS was here by now.
No! What good will that do for anyone?
Nobody ever does anything that isn't beneficial to them. Therefore, I want that bomb to explode.
No, if they...
Therefore, if they want that bomb to explode, it must be doing good for someone. Your question just now is a pretty meaningless one.
I can't believe this. There are people who want that to happen. Hinamizawa syndrome is a very dangerous disease. You know that as well as I do.
I do. It would be a disaster if it had an outbreak. Tokyo wouldn't be able to cover it up either.
Did that faction bribe you?
It was actually my mission from the very start. I'm so sorry. We belonged in different worlds from the moment we first met.
What are you gonna do to me?
It'd be a great help if you came over to our side. Of course, that would mean you'd have to betray your own people.
You're expecting me to turn on them.
Jiro-san, if your feelings for me are real, will you support me? You'll be compensated, of course. If you wish, I'll dedicate my whole life to you. I'll do whatever you want me to, whenever and wherever you want. My body will belong to you. You can dominate me to satisfy your needs whenever you like. I'm willing to be all yours. Hey, don't you want to dye this body of mine with your scent? Her words were a kind of assault, directly hammering at the emotions Min had difficulty resisting. They were like an evil spell to control his heart. Upon hearing them, Toмотaki felt an unknown sensation rush up his spine as his feet froze in place, entranced. However, he forced himself to resist the temptation. He sealed the cracks in his wall. He sealed the cracks in his wall as reason to stop Takano from forcefully entering his heart.
I refuse.
She had known from the start that Toмотaki was going to refuse her. Even so, Takano let out a triumphant laugh. It's funny. She thought Toмотaki would refuse right away. However, it took him a while to refuse because of how effective she was at seducing him. The time it took him to refuse her was one of victory for Takano. For Toмотaki, it was a time of humiliation. Takano continued to laugh. She sounded rather like an evil witch. I thought you would say that. That's why I love you so much. Takano raised up her right hand and gave a signal to the mountain dogs. Okanogi-kun. Nope, that's you.
Oh. I guess he would know the dogs. Okanogi-kun.
Okanogi.
Okanoga. No,
Nope.
Okanogi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okanogi-kun, you're betraying me too.
Alright, wait. Who is Okanogi? Because we gotta solidify
This is a real character?
Yes,
Oh,
we gotta solidify
God.
this for the foreseeable future. Who wants to take Okanogi?
What do you have in the notes?
I think I have him blank.
I just want to make him Kasai.
Okay, then make him
Just
Kasai. The mirror! Just a mirror!
Just me, Kasai. Just,
Yeah, just you Kasai.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. No. Yeah, just something like that. Nice and
I'm
easy.
sorry, Lieutenant Toмотaki.
Yeah. You make Kasai a bit higher. Hold on. No.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant Toмотaki.
Spock. There it is. William Shatner.
He's gonna be Shatner?
I'm thinking about it. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Toмотaki. Flash. Yeah, we'll stick with Shatner.
Okay,
for
now
right
just speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll work on it as we're going
Are
on.
you surprised? The mountain dogs work for me. It was us who controlled the clinic all along. You and Dr. Irie are the only people who didn't know.
Shout out, Aaron.
Shout out, Aaron.
Shit.
Toмотaki moved
Flash.
into action, sensing the danger that was about to befall him. His fist thrust out as quick as lightning, knocking one man down before he could even blink. However, the other mountain dogs certainly weren't going to just stay there and watch. They all attacked him as one. He tried to strike back with an elbow, but he simply couldn't overcome the difference in numbers. Toмотaki tried his best, but soon enough the mountain dogs had wrestled him to the ground.
Damn it! Let go! Let me go! Is this Shatner? Or...
Stop struggling already!
Okay, Jobber. Wah!
They pinned him down so that he couldn't move an inch. Impressive, Jiro-san. You fought pretty well considering you were up against 6 people. Takano walked over and smiled while looking down at Toмотaki.
Flash.
Hey, Jiro-san. I know you're going to refuse, but let me ask you one more time. Will you change your mind and join my side?
Never! I'll never join with you!
That's what I wanted to hear, so I could sever all my attachments. Takano was holding a small case in her hands. She opened it and showed Toмотaki what was inside.
What? What's in that syringe?
Oh, come on, come now. I'm sure you know what it is. Mm-hmm.
No, we destroyed all of them.
Jiro-san, let me guess what you're thinking. Even if this is what you think it is, you should still have immunity because you took the vaccine. Isn't that what you're thinking? That's why you're not scared, right? That's why you're not scared, right? Well, let me tell you something nice. That vaccine you took before you came here was fake. You may not have noticed it, but you're already an L3 patient of the Hinamizawa syndrome. Jiro-san, you have a tendency to look away when you get an injection. That's not very smart. You should always make sure what you're getting.
Shit! Let me go!
Tomotaki struggled to get away, but he simply couldn't move. Upon seeing his sorry state, Takano laughed with glee. I'm sure you know very well about H173. You'll become infected instantly, and will virtually become an L5 patient. You saw how the experiment turned out, no? The subject was displaying extreme irritation in the neck and armpit areas. Based on our past studies, patients with L5 suffer from extraordinary irritation in their lymph nodes. It might be an antigen-antibody reaction. In other words, Jiro-san, if you're lucky, you might be able to die just as Rika-chan predicted. Are you gonna kill yourself, or become disabled for life? Which would you prefer? Which one, Jiro-san?
Stop! Stop!
It's going to be too difficult to give him. No, let's do that Okanogi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, hit it one more time.
Fuck.
Hit it one more time.
That's talking now.
It's going to be too difficult to give him the injection like this. Put him to sleep, please. One of the men covered Tomotaki's mouth with a towel soaked in some kind of chemical. He tried to fight it off with all of his might, but as his strength eventually left him, and he became as quiet as a beach swell, Takano stroked his face to make sure that he couldn't resist. Then she brought the needle toward his throat. She pushed it right into his skin. As she squeezed down on the syringe plunger, the skin surrounding the tip of the needle swelled up, and eventually the contents were absorbed into his body. Goodbye, Jiro-san. When you wake up, you'll be in the middle of a wonderful nightmare. The mountain dogs finally got off him. He couldn't even twitch. Someone put him in my trunk. Two of the men lifted Tomotaki and carried him outside. Oh, hold on. I'm sure he'd be happy if I left him his bicycle. That way he can enjoy cycling in hell, too.
Based!
The mountain dogs all quietly laughed at the joke. We are now going to commence Operation Doomsday. They stopped laughing as she began to speak. Okanogi, you wait for the contact from headquarters. Keep your eyes on Dr. Irie. Also keep tabs on Rika Furude too. I don't know what kind of power she has, but she predicted how Tomotaki was going to die. I'm very curious about her, but too bad.
Roger.
Shatner time.
Shatner time, baby. Zwalk.
That was all cut, by the way. Another cut for the cutting room floor.
Another like 15-minute cut.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't think we're doing 7 hours.
No, dude. You said 7 hours. I was like,
well,
I thought that was bold.
It's gonna hard to split the last like 3 hours. It's 3 hours of book. It might be 4 hours or 5 hours for us.
Yes. Well, how many chapters do we have left?
I don't know how many chapters, but the last bit is gonna be like a marathon. After like these 2 chapters.
Nope.
Achievements.
Yeah, I forgot what it looks like. There it is. I'm just gonna not look. Do we have 2? 3?
There's 1? It says 1. Yeah, that's why. There's 1 chapter, but 7 hours.
It's this chapter, but 7 hours.
No, no. Once this chapter ends, we get the chapter achievement, and then we finish the game. That's the last chapter.
Okay. Can you close out the achievement tab?
It's not a spoiler. We already saw it.
Don't care. Don't want to know. Okay. So the last chapter is 7 hours.
No, it's gonna take 2 hours to get there.
Okay.
And it's gonna be like, I mean, it's 3 hours realistic. Like,
yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Takes 3 hours to get there, and then it's like a 4-hour run. Kind of like Higurashi?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Ryukishi can't write a normal book. He's incapable of writing a fucking normal book. Roger, I'll take care of things here. Please be careful on your way back.
There's not much to be careful of. By the way, where is Dr. Urie?
I'm sure he's attending the festival's after party. He's still at the shrine.
I wish I could see the look of panic on that nerd's face.
He's turning into a Skyrim character.
Skyrim character?
Like a dark elf. The Shatner voice? He's turning into a dark elf voice. I love this game.
All I'm saying is that it works in Umineko.
Okay, alright. I can't wait to repurpose everything in Umineko.
Just, you know, tweak them a little bit.
No.
No, you have to save Mario for Sakonia.
There's a Mario in Sakonia?
There's an actual Mario in Sakonia.
Oh god.
He's great. We all love Mario.
Is he the main character?
No.
Oh, thank god.
No, that's Meow.
Sakonia sounds fucked.
It's kind of fucked, especially since there's no phase 2! Ryukishi!
That was real.
It's 3 years.
That was real. That was real.
2019. It's gonna be 4 years in October. He heard me.
I don't know how to break this to you. Sakonia ain't ever coming out.
Phase 2 ain't fucking
He's
never
actually
ever.
rewriting the
He's
book.
actually just. He keeps saying he's gonna start writing again. It's like, bro, how have you not been writing this fucking game? It's been 4 years.
So it's just on chapter 1 of the question mark.
It is. We are
weird.
stuck on Onikakuchi for 4 years.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough.
So, you know, there's been like 3 theory videos that have come out that that are like an hour long each. Maybe more, I don't remember.
Perma stuck in dissecting the
I don't-
first chapter of Syconia.
I don't remember what Rika Fag's video was.
God. To be permanently stuck in dissecting Onikakushi. I would be miserable.
It is an hour and a half. This video is great, I can't wait to show.
Ryukishi fans are fucking losing their minds right now. Okay, gaming. We have to get through this chapter.
Oh yeah, and fucking Byakuya. God, fuck off. Is it me? Oh,
Yes.
okay. The mountain.
We're neutral narration.
The mountain dog started laughing again too. Takano checked the time on her watch. It was nearly 10 p.m. Most people must have left the festival for home. Those people still there were probably enjoying the after party while getting drunk inside of the shrine. It was a good time for her to leave without being seen by anyone. I'm leaving now. I'm going to go and die. After saying that, she left the clinic alone. She left through the back door. She left amid the moonlight, the singing of insects, and the sound of a river. It was a typical night in Hinamizawa. I need to see where this.
Does she have like a Hanyu? Does she have like an evil Hanyu?
Evil on you. Shut up. Why is that max volume again?
Because she talked about she foresaw this entire night in her dreams, right? As like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Which explains why she's
Who?
been so obsessed. Takano.
When did she say that?
When she was killing Tomatake.
It's her dream.
Yeah.
It is her dream for.
No, but she talked about how the fuck did Rika be able to tell the future? Maybe she actually has powers because Takano knew exactly what was going to happen.
shitposting. Maybe she's I actually got some powers since she knew I was gonna kill you tonight, Tomatake. That's pretty crazy, right?
She is an evil Hanyu.
Okay. She is Hanyu.
Do you know how much better that would make this game? Do you know how hard I would break something if that is the reveal? I hate Higurashi. This game sucks. It's not
It was
me.
a typical night in Yamazawa, I already said that.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
While enjoying all of these sensations, Takano got inside of her car.
Because this is when she runs into Keiichi.
Tomatake was
Flash.
sleeping inside of the trunk. His bicycle, on the other hand, was loaded into her back seat. How ironic. Your bicycle has a better seat than you. I'll let you out of there soon. I should leave him by the road that leads to Okinomiya. That'll be a good spot. Takano found a good place to drop him off, but she gave up on it as there was a police cruiser parked in the area. She figured that they were probably patrolling to make sure the 5th year's curse didn't happen. Good job, officers. No one would ever suspect that there's a curse packed in my trunk right now. Takano drove into less lit streets with rougher roads. Eventually the mountain road ahead ended, and she was surrounded by darkness. There were rice fields nearby. She could tell by the sound of the croaking frogs. Takano parked her car by the pitch-black roadside. She had to stop there, otherwise she'd be too close to a residential area. Indeed, she was nearly in Okinomiya. She would have dumped him earlier, but the police cruiser had foiled that plan. Takano pulled Tomatake out of the trunk and left him by the road. She also left him his bicycle. Tomatake left out a small groan. It probably wouldn't be long until he woke up. Goodbye, Jiro-san. Your awkward sweet talk was very entertaining. I wish I could hear it again. You'll be waking up soon. By that time, you'll be at the final stage of L5. After a futile struggle, you'll meet with a miserable demise. I wonder if you really are going to claw out your throat and die. I wish I could be here to see it. Your mysterious death and my disappearance will be the 5th year's curse of Oyashiro-sama. The story of the curse of Oyashiro-sama will be firmly established. You should feel honored, Jiro-san. You're going to be a part of history. You might be losing your life here, but in a way, you're going to live it for eternity. It was her last farewell to Tomatake.
Flash.
Takano got back inside of her car and started driving. She could see the place she left
Flash.
Tomatake in her rearview mirror, but it was already shrouded in darkness. Takano drove through the main street of Okinomiya and made a few turns, heading for the dark mountains in the distance. It had been a while since she left Hinamizawa. It was almost midnight. She might have already made it to the neighborhood prefecture. It was difficult to tell because she couldn't really see anything in the darkness. Takano stepped out of her car in the middle of all that. After turning off both the engine and the headlights, there really was nothing but darkness surrounding her. It was as if time itself had stopped. Takano wasn't sure how long she waited, but eventually she saw headlights of a car blinking twice. She blinked her own headlights back at it. Soon she saw several people walking toward her. 2 men wearing blue overalls knocked on the window of Takano's car. Obligingly, she opened it. They looked over her face and the paperwork they had in their hands. Hello, I'm Takano. After confirming her identification, they called someone over the radio.
Hello, we've got the lady. Anyone following?
No one is after you. You're clear for 400 meters.
Nobody following us. Your work is much appreciated. Please come with us to the command vehicle. I'll take your paperwork.
The paperwork is inside of the trunk. Here's the key. I do need some coffee. Could you get me some? The command vehicle is a trailer with a bunch of high-tech communication equipment inside. The light of the electrical equipment shone beautifully in the dark. Here's your coffee, Major. Another man in blue overalls offered a paper cup. Thank you. What is going on with my corpse? They finished setting it up in the Gifu Prefecture. Gifu? Did I burn to death in the mountains of Gifu? I'm not sure about the cause of death. I'll confirm it with someone. Operation Doomsday.
What's happening?
That was the name of their mission. The goal of the operation's first stage was Takano's escape from Hinamizawa and the extraction of 18 specific classified documents. That goal had been completed. Assassinating the liaison from Tokyo, Tomatake, was also one of their goals. That one had also been completed in the way Takano had planned. He was not killed. He was not killed that way just because Takano had wanted to see it. It was intentionally planned that way, so that the office in Tokyo would be suspicious of the Idiot Institute. They were trying to create the story that the Institute was upset with the recent budget cuts and the cancellation of their study. Tomatake's mysterious death would be a suitable way to persuade people. Tomatake was not the only one who was expected to die. Takano was expected to do so as well. However, Takano didn't really need to die herself. They had acquired a substitute body for her, so she didn't actually have to die. Takano had no idea how they got the body. According to what she heard, a team of Gifu took care of everything. Once Tomatake and Takano were dead, Tokyo would definitely grow suspicious of the EDA Institute. The main purpose of this mission was to make the Institute look reckless. You doing now?
I'm sorry, Major. There's been a problem in Gifu.
A problem? What sort of problem?
They made a mistake with the corpse. The body has already been dead for 24 hours.
I see. And what's that supposed to mean?
It means that you were already dead yesterday.
Takano's body was supposed to be selected from the corpses of people who had died the same day. The plan was then to burn the body and make identification of the corpse more difficult. They'd found a suitable body for the plan. However, they just found out that it had been dead for over a day. That would create a hole in their plans.
They're gonna collect another body to use instead.
No, that's fine. You can still use that body as me.
Huh? But that would mean...
The messenger of Oyashiro-sama was long dead, but they came to the festival regardless. That's a good one. That's a very, very good one. Takano laughed with what in the world?
Satisfaction?
Takano laughed with satisfaction for a while. The other people in the vehicle couldn't understand why Takano was laughing so much. Takano continued to laugh, as if it was the funniest thing she'd ever heard. Go ahead. Call the team in Gifu and tell them to stop looking for another body. I think this will make for an interesting twist.
Are you sure? Shouldn't you be more cautious?
Don't worry. Everyone saw Mio Takano walking around the Watanagashi festival. Even if the forensic lab does find out that the body's been in bed for more than a day, they'll just think that the test results were wrong. Takano almost seemed to be enjoying the risk.
Roger. I'll notify them.
By the way, was my body burned inside of an oil drum?
Yes. It seems someone already discovered it on the mountain near the freeway.
Takano seemed surprised to hear that from him. Then she started laughing strangely again. Nobody could figure out why she was laughing like that. I see. The reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama really is gifted. I have to admit, she has a supernatural power that defies explanation. Tell the mountain dogs in Hinamizawa to tighten up security on R.
Roger.
Major. Major. The Konomiya Police Department has discovered the body of Tomatake.
Flash.
They have, huh? The show is about to begin.
But he's in a way the fuck different spot than last time.
Kuma.
Wow, now see, Oishi-san, Dr. Irie has arrived.
Oh, thank you for coming. So what do you think, Dr. Irie? Oishi entered the area enclosed by a blue tarp. In there, people from forensics were taking pictures of the dead body from various angles. Irie was squatting down next to the dead body of Jiro Tomitake.
Flash.
When he stood up, he was white as a sheet. I can't believe it! Marbles. Yup, I can't believe it either. As far as I see, he clawed out his throat with his bare hands. This isn't a normal way to die. Most likely some kind of dangerous drug must have caused it. Are you saying he was a drug addict? I don't know. Was he? It's going to be my job to find that out. Hoishi-san, what's this 2x4 doing here? I think he was swinging it around, as in, he threw it away and he had more fun clawing out his throats, I guess. Why was he swinging the 2x4 around? He probably did it in self-defense. Did you notice there are several external injuries on his body? Yes, I can see some bruises. The easiest explanation I can think of is this. He was attacked by someone on his way home to Okinomiya after the festival. He was seized by the culprit, given a shot of some kind of dangerous drug, went crazy and died.
Oishi's so good at his job.
I've never heard of any drug that can make people clear their throats.
So is Irie just an idiot, or is he just lying?
He's lying.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, because I'm like, there's no fucking way Irie just has no idea what's going on.
Do you think EDA could divulge that information to Oishi? Let alone
Fuck no.
anyone, let alone Oishi?
God, no. But, like, you know.
I'm not an expert on it either. But they say self-harm is one of the terminal symptoms for drug addicts, right? Well, I'm sure the old man in forensics will take over the investigation.
Yeah, he says I can't believe it because he can't believe Takano has done everything.
He can't believe that he was L5. He doesn't know Takano did it. If he did
think
know
so?
Takano did it, he would tell Oishi.
Oh, that's fair. That's a very fair point. Kuma Gaming. Hey, excuse me, Oishi-san. We found a bicycle believed to belong to Jiro Tomitake Flash a mile away from here.
Oh, is that so? Thank you. Did you find anything on it?
Not yet. They're investigating it right now. Did they find his bike last time?
Yeah, they always find his bike about a mile away. So that means the place where the bicycle was found is most likely the place where he was attacked. And he ran away from the culprit and came here. Oishi frowned, crossing his arms in front of his chest. Hideo was looking at the miserable corpse of Tomitake,
Flash.
and he kept saying the same thing. It's impossible. It's just impossible. Hideo knew right away that Tomitake's
Flash.
death was caused by the terminal symptoms of Hinamizawa syndrome. He hadn't swung the 2x4 at a real person, but probably saw some kind of hallucination due to the L5 symptoms. Violent reactions to hallucinations is one of the clearest characteristics of the terminal stage. However,
Flash.
Tomitake supposedly took a vaccine before he came to the village. There was no way he could reach L5 symptoms in such a short period of time. Irie didn't want to believe it, but it's obvious that someone intentionally injected him with the pathogen. The pathogen must have been strong enough to give him L5 symptoms immediately. The only drug that can do that is H173, a chemical weapon that induces an acute onset of symptoms. It makes people hallucinate, which inevitably leads to horrible death. It's the absolute worst kind of demon. However, they had destroyed all of it due to its dangerous nature. All that was left were helpful chemicals, such as vaccines and treatment drugs. Tomitake was their liaison from Tokyo. Whoever killed him must have had full knowledge about him and this drug. How would that person know he was their liaison? It was then that Irie thought of Takano. Takano was also a watchdog from Tokyo. She's something like a superintendent. It was quite possible that something bad had happened to her too. What about Takano-san? What happened to Takano-san? What? Whoa, what? Oh, you're talking about your nose. I think she was with him. Is she okay?
Do you know her phone number?
Of course.
Come on, John. Get the phone number from Dr. Idiot and have someone at the station call her home.
Understood. Doctor, can I have the number?
Yes, here it is. Kumagai got the phone number, repeated to make sure he got it right, and dashed out of the blue tent.
Doctor, Takano-san and Tomotage-san were close friends, weren't they?
Yes.
Have you heard about any troubles between them?
No, not even once. They were very close friends. Tomatake and Takano weren't just in a close relationship. They were co-workers sent from Tokyo. They had access to information that even Irie didn't. There's no way there was trouble between them.
Well, I hope she's alright. In the worst case scenario, she could be dead, or she could even be at the pub. I see. Nurses do have access to dangerous drugs, don't they?
We don't have any drugs like that in my clinic. Even if we did, we'd store them with extra care. There's no way Takano-san could smuggle out a drug from my clinic.
But it's easier for nurses to do it than for regular people, right?
Like I said, I've never heard of a drug like that, and I don't have anything like that in my clinic. Irie made clumsy excuses while he tried to piece together what was going on. However, Irie had no means of knowing the state of affairs in Tokyo, and he couldn't reach any further conclusions. So it was easy to laugh at him, as though he was a frog trapped in a well.
Oishi-san, she isn't home. The standby unit says they're gonna go to her house and check. Doctor, can you give me her address?
Uma-chan, can you also check if the police headquarters has found any unidentified female bodies tonight? Maybe we should check up with the other prefectures too. Get the section manager to call all the nearby prefectural headquarters and ask them if they have any unidentified female bodies.
Yes, sure. The Okinomiya Police Department is contacting the Gifu Prefectural Police Department.
Are you sure about this, Major? Sure. I don't mind. Just leave it there. Doomsday has already arrived anyway. Everything will be destroyed before they even find out that the time of death doesn't match. There you go.
Why did Minagoroshi change the entire plot of the game?